Hello again, dear friends. Shabbat Shalom. I hope you're all doing well today. I'm Mark Golub, always so happy to be spending a moment with you on a Shabbat edition of Gam Yachad, together during COVID-19. And as we head into the real winter months, and it is cold in the greater New York area, the virus does seem to be increasing. States are taking lockdown measures again. In New York, schools are closed again. And there are questions now about what kind of Thanksgiving gatherings will be appropriate for this coming week. But there's also some good news. While the number of people who test positive is going up, the number of hospitalizations, number of people dying of the virus, those numbers remain very low. And of course, we're looking forward to the vaccine, which now 2 pharmaceutical companies say they'll have ready in the very near future. And what a machaya an effective vaccine would be for everyone. And my friends, that day will come. So don't lose patience and stay safe in the meantime. So all that's good news. But speaking of good news, I have some wonderful news to share with you this Shabbat. Very exciting. This news may even be more important to your family and friends than to you personally. For us at JBS, this is as exciting as any news we could ever have. For years, your friends and family who have Comcast, Xfinity as their television provider, your friends and family with Comcast could not watch JBS because Comcast did not carry JBS. But lo and behold, as a Hanukkah present from Comcast and us, JBS, Comcast will be adding JBS to their channel lineup on December 8th as high definition channel 1684. 1684. Again, high definition channel available to any Comcast subscriber nationwide who has the Comcast X1 box. If you don't have the X1 box and you want to watch JBS on Comcast, you'll have to upgrade to the X1 box. All you need to do that is to call Comcast and request a box. And I know many of you have 2 residences where in one of your homes, one of your residences, you have what? Optimum or Verizon Fios or DIRECTV or Spectrum. But in your other home, you only have Comcast. And we've been receiving emails and letters forever from people who are saying, I live in southern Florida and I can't watch JBS when I go to Florida. And that's true for people all over the country who've been writing us because they have Comcast Xfinity. So you, who may have a second residence, you've been without JBS whenever you go to that other home. But no longer. As of December 8th, JBS will be available on Comcast. And we cannot thank Comcast enough for making this decision to add JBS nationwide and in high definition. So if you have family or friends in Boston, Chicago, Philadelphia, Southern Florida, Northern New Jersey, San Francisco, Baltimore, Atlanta, Houston, and you can see the list of the top 16 Jewish communities that JBS will be on Comcast as of December 8th. Please let your family and friends in those communities know that JBS will soon be available to them on Comcast, channel 1684. And I'm sure you can all imagine how very happy and excited I am personally, as is the entire JBS staff. So again, thank you, Comcast. What a lovely present for Hanukkah. So a couple of more things related to JBS. You know, one of the things we try to do for you on JBS is to give you a front row seat at major conferences, lectures, cultural events, which you are not able to attend in person. So much goes on in the Jewish world. One can't be everywhere. And you can't be two places at once. So we take you to APAC, or the JFNA's General Assembly, or the AJC's Global Forum, or to synagogues and JCCs, other Jewish venues, to hear a speaker or a debate or a program of some kind. But during this pandemic, no one's holding a conference. There are no events going on in public. Instead, everyone's using Zoom or something similar to Zoom. Thank heaven for Zoom, by the way. Thank heaven. And for FaceTime. And for any platform that enables us to connect with other people, with family and friends. And many people tell me that ironically, because they're limited now to Zoom, they are seeing their family more. They're seeing their children more. They're together every Friday night for Shabbat on Zoom. Even though their children are spread out all over the country, because they can share Shabbat on Zoom. It's the silver lining to this horrible time. But Zoom is still only a way to see other people on a screen. It's not being together, or sharing together, hugging, touching, eating together, laughing together, even crying together. Zoom is not a substitute for personal contact, for being together. We are social animals, social beings. It is not good for a person to be alone. The Torah teaches us that fundamental insight about being a human being. It is not good to be alone. Being alone means being isolated. And I've mentioned many times that those of you who are alone during this pandemic, my heart goes out to you. I know how hard it is. And I keep telling you, I am with you. JBS is with you. Everyone here at JBS is with you. It's not good to be alone. And Zoom is better than nothing. But it's not the same as being together in person. And the same is true for Jewish events. Live events that would normally be held in a convention center, or a synagogue, or a JCC, or any Jewish venue. They're now being done on Zoom. And we are thrilled that JBS can bring those Zoom Jewish events to you. And I can't sit with people in a studio for L'chaim right now. But I can talk to them on Zoom. and bring you those Zoom conversations. And I know you understand. I know you understand why you see Zoom programs on JBS. And by the way, we have not received one complaint from anyone about the fact that we show now Zoom programming. But I realize the limitations of Zoom. Sometimes a person's picture isn't clear enough, or they're using their cell phones and the picture is not full screen. And I miss the live events. And I very much miss sitting across the table from a L'chaim guest. And so I just wanted you to know that I'm aware of the limitations of Zoom. I wanted you to know that while I'm thrilled we have it, that I also appreciate the difference between Zoom and live events, in person. And one day this pandemic will be over. And events will be held again live. And we'll have guests in our JBS studios again live. And I will be sitting at a table with, the lovely people and the interesting people and the creative people whom I get to sit with all the time on L'chaim. So this is just another area where we need patience. And I appreciate your understanding, and I hope you enjoy the events and conversations we are able to bring you, even though they're on Zoom. And I also want to thank, again, Central Synagogue and the Hampton Synagogue for continuing to hold Shabbat services, which we can televise for you on JBS. It's one of the things I'm most proud of at JBS. The Jews all over America, all over the world actually, can experience something which for most Jews is a rarity. A rarity. It normally never happens. Except it does on JBS. On any Shabbat, on JBS, you can attend, be part of a beautiful Reform Shabbat service and a beautiful Orthodox service. Most Jews never set foot in a synagogue outside their own movement. And so they never experience the beauty and the meaning of other expressions of Judaism. But on JBS, viewers easily can experience both Reform and Orthodox Judaism, and during these past high holidays, conservative Judaism as well, thanks to Sinai Temple in Los Angeles. And by the way, I've already told you some very exciting news for December 8th. There's more exciting news. I don't want to give it away, but next month, there'll be a surprise for you. Again, just in time for Hanukkah. And as wonderful as services have been on JBS, they're going to be even better. So kol hakavod, honor and great thanks to Rabbi Angela Buchdal and Cantor Dan Matlu and the entire staff of Central Synagogue. And thanks to Rabbi Mark Schneier, who's been an enormous help, a great friend. He's now a board member. Thank you, Mark. And thank you, Canton and Tanel Hirschtick, and the entire staff at the Hampton Synagogue for finding ways for JBS to televise Shabbat services every single week from your synagogue. Thank you. We have time for a quick email from one of our viewers. This one is from Lawrence Mink, who writes, Mark, I am a regular viewer of JBS on DIRECTV, and we are on DIRECTV channel 388. Over the weekend, I even switched from our southern staple of college football to watch JBS. Now that's high praise. Turning off college football to watch JBS. Just nice. Then Lawrence goes on. This week has been very special, with interviews regarding Kristallnacht and Veterans Day. I appreciate your comments regarding the importance of strong USA political support for Israel. I have a brother who made Aliyah 35 years ago. My mother and I visited in 1995, and it was an eye-opening experience. Please know how much I appreciate your work. Sincerely, Lawrence Mink. And everything Lawrence writes is correct. You know, visiting Israel is a real eye-opening experience. And I hope that when this pandemic is over, any of you who have not yet been to Israel but are able to do so will make at least one visit. It's like everything else in life. Nothing informs like first-hand experience. And to experience Israel is to be elevated as a Jew and as a human being. I get chills just saying this to you. Israel elevates. Whether you're a Jew, a non-Jew, you're a human being. Israel elevates. So this coming week is Thanksgiving. I wish you all a happy Thanksgiving holiday, however and with whomever you'll be celebrating. There's so much to be profoundly thankful for, even during this difficult time. For family, for people you love, whether you see them on Zoom or you're able to see them in person. It's all about people, isn't it? It's all about relationships. It's all about the people who love us and whom we love with all our hearts and souls. So much to be grateful for. And I want you to know I am also so grateful for you, our JBS viewing community. You are some of the loveliest and most Jewishly committed people one could ever know or be associated with. So thank you. Remember, you can always email me at rabbigolub@jbstv.org. I'll try to answer every email. Or you can write me at P.O. Box 360, Stamford, Connecticut, 06904. I will do my best to answer as many letters as I can. But even if I don't, know how much your thoughtful and often very kind words mean to me. And so until the next time, I'm Mark Golub. Stay safe and be well, my friends, and Shabbat Shalom.